Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe, and I do appreciate you being here today. If you are watching on other platforms, I do greatly appreciate it. I'll go ahead and tell you right now, if you are watching on those other platforms, I have a live show running on YouTube. It is go over to the Papa Joe Show on YouTube, and that is where we will be kind of running through here. There's a live chat running there. I definitely do enjoy it running that there for everybody as well. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor and subscribe, hit that bell, and you'll always know whenever I go live. I definitely love it whenever we have a conversation in the chat, so pop in the chat, say hey, I do appreciate it. I'll try to talk through those towards the end, kind of treat it as a Q&A. And then what we'll do as well here in just a moment, I will go through the charts like I normally do, and then we're going to take a look at some things that are happening in the world. I'm looking at shrinkflation, things like inflation, things around, I don't know, the Democrats saying that they're going to actually have control over the situation, which they do not. And we all know that, right? I definitely, we're going to have fun on the show today. And then in the last, but absolutely not least, cryptos are big to me. Cryptos is a big deal. For those of you who know me, I've been around my show for a while. You know that I've been in this space for a very long time, since almost the beginning. So watching people say that people like me do and or say or act a certain way is very funny to me. By the way, coffee. Who's drinking it? Let me know in the chat. Definitely love me some coffee. I think that one is an Ethiopian, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of tastes like an Ethiopian. Anyhow. It is a joy to be here today. If you guys and gals want to get more Papa Joe, I have a Patreon. That's something that I do every single day, live, just like these shows, every day, unless something crazy happens or whatever. That's at 4:30 Eastern. Definitely should join that. That's where I take the gloves off. I have fun with the content, and I usually do early access interviews. Speaking of interviews, tomorrow, I'm pretty sure at the 12:30 show, which is right now 12:30 Eastern, I'm going to do an interview with Bitcoin Ben. If you want to join in for that, check it out. Would love for you guys and gals to be part of that conversation. I think we're going to do it on the 12:30. The reason we're going to do it on the 12:30 is because we're going to kind of touch on some things that he's been talking about, some stuff that I've been talking about, and it makes sense to do it live on the regular show. It's not going to be something where the gloves have to come off, have that kind of conversation. So I definitely do enjoy spending some time with Ben. He and I have spent some good time together and definitely love spending time with that man. He's a fantastic guy. Check his channel out, The Bitcoin Ben Show, and we will kind of go from there. But I want to have him on mine, so we'll have some fun with that one. Anyways, let's jump into the content for today. Sorry for that longer intro, but I'm trying a couple of different things with TikTok today, and I'm trying to see how the algos and stuff like that play around. So if you're watching live, jump over to YouTube and have some fun with us. And with that, let's take a look at the charts today, shall we? And as you can see, we have kind of started to consolidate over the past day or so. Let's go down to the day range, if you will, right here. As you can see, we've definitely consolidated the past couple of days, which is interesting. Is it going to be a reverse BART like it was the other day? I don't know. Realistically, no one knows. But it's surprising, though. Bitcoin's up tiny, tiny bit. The Dow's down tiny, tiny bit. I really would think that they're trying to make the Dow just slightly more valuable than Bitcoin. You got to remember that the day traders that trade the traditional markets have now gotten into the crypto markets. And because they're into the crypto markets, they're starting to trade and have the same attitudes, habits, whatever you want to call it, that the actual, that they do with the regular stock market. So they're treating Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies very similarly. So as they trade on both sides. It's interesting. However, gold and silver is manipulated markets. If those of you who understand what I'm talking about, go check out Bix Weir. He does great detail on how it's manipulated and who's doing it. It's actually really, really good to see that kind of stuff. So check it out. Definitely love it. The Divi project has been interesting for sure. They look like they're trying to consolidate as well. If you don't know about Divi, Diddy's actually trying very, very hard to build a foundation, and they're being successful with it. The foundation that they have built is phenomenal. It's one that I haven't seen any other crypto project do, and I thoroughly enjoy watching that. Nick, Josh, the whole team, Russell, they're doing a fantastic job. They're actually building stuff, and I love it. So anyhow, let's go over here. We've got Axie, also a good one. If those of you who know anything about Axie Infinity and the underlying blockchain, the Ronin blockchain, that Ronin that got hacked. Guess what? Axie's proven that they're a company, a business of integrity, and it's fantastic to watch that. I thoroughly enjoy that greatly. I think more people, more businesses, more projects should show their integrity. It's fantastic. They have won my heart and the heart of many other people who've been in the space as long as I have. When you show the integrity like that, when you get messed up, when someone comes in and tries to screw you over, whatever, and you have it in you, you go get the money back, and or you pay it back out of your pocket. That's a big deal to me. That's a big deal to me. So anyhow, fun stuff for sure. So let's jump right into some interesting stuff. The U.S. SEC Chief Gary Gensler, by the way, who used to teach blockchain technology classes at MIT. Yeah. And yet he's also is the former CFO for the opponent of the former administration in the last 2016, excuse me. That opponent, he used to be their CFO. Fun stuff. Oh, the things you learn, right? Anyhow, Gary Gensler unveils a plan to overhaul Wall Street stock trading. You know why? Because he doesn't want people touching the meme stocks. He doesn't want people doing AMC. He doesn't want people doing, that kind of stuff. He doesn't want people trading, making money, things like that. Fun stuff. I tell you what. Anyhow, the top U.S. securities regulator, Gary Gensler, on Wednesday proposed rule changes to transform how Wall Street handles retail stocks trades. After the meme stock mania last year raised questions. In other words, don't touch our shorts. We want these businesses to die. We're going to naked short these, and we're going to basically, we don't want anyone squeezing our shorts. We don't want to lose money. We want to be able to break the rules, play our game, and not lose money. It is interesting, isn't it? Funny how that works. The plan would require trading firms to directly compete to execute trades from retail investors to boost competition. Well, that sounds like free market, doesn't it? Well, maybe it is. Anybody have any Veritasium? Should pay attention to Veritasium. Gensler said the new SEC rules would mandate market makers disclose more data around the fees these firms earn and the timing of trades for the benefit of investors. They are trying to sound like they're trying to protect you. They're kind of not. You really think about it, they're kind of not. Anyhow, the top U.S. securities regulator on Wednesday proposed rule changes to transform how Wall Street handles retail stocks. It's interesting. They don't want mom and pop investors or getting the best price. They want to make sure they're getting the best price. Well, no. They started a short squeeze and started making sure that these people actually were held accountable for their actions, which is very Robin Hood-esque, if you will. I guess that's a word. Is that a word? We're going to make it a word. Robin Hood-esque, whatever. Fun stuff, guys and gals. The Wall Street Watchdog plans to scrutinize the controversial payment for order flow, or the PFOF practice, in which some brokers like TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, Markets, and E-Trade are paid by wholesale market makers for orders. I asked the staff to take a holistic cross-market view of how we could update our rules and drive greater efficiencies in our equity markets, particularly for retail investors, Gensler told an industry audience on Wednesday. So in other words, they're going to add more regulations so that it's harder, or I think the way I'm looking at this, and I could be wrong, you guys and gals know, my regulars especially, you guys and gals know that I thoroughly enjoy it whenever somebody says, hey, you were wrong about this, and then show me how I was wrong about it. So, my personal take on this is that they're trying to make it so that you and I have a more difficult time getting a specific type of stock or specific type of whatever inside of the regular stock market. Like, we want to be able to short the meme stocks. Well, we should be able to short the meme stocks. Or we want to go long in the meme stocks. Well, we should go long on them because we want to. Meme stocks, memes. That's a nickname they gave the stocks because people made a bunch of memes about them. Coffee. And you're in a live chat. Tell me what you're having for a drink right now. It is afternoon after all. We're going to have a fun day. Got to have the caffeine. The other stuff will be for later, but it'll be cool. So they're going to regulate this stuff. Guess what? Now, this is funny. This is hilarious. New Democrats will get stuff done on inflation. What stuff are they going to get done? An all hands on deck strategy is needed to defeat inflation. No, they just need to quit printing money. For those of you who do not understand, I'm going to say it just for the sake of saying it. Monetary history is extremely important to learn. If you are not aware, you need to go over to my website, asterblockchainconsulting.com. I have a resources tab. Go to the resources tab. Go under there. At the very, very bottom is a 10-part series on monetary history that Mike Maloney did. I highly recommend you go look at that. But definitely consider you guys and gals. That is mandatory learning. Just like the creature from Jekyll Island is mandatory learning. Oh, the joys. Gotta learn, right? Okay, anyhow. So, last year, our country was still recovering from the twin hunger disease, as I like to call it. You guys know what I'm talking about. Economic and public health crisis. Today, thanks to science, the resiliency of the American people, and the work of resident flashbang, y'all know who I'm talking about, and the congressional Democrats, our economy is rebounding. Okay. No, it's not. I don't know if you've been to the gas pump recently, but you're getting screwed. Literally. Like, literally. The national average, I saw it this morning, the national average is above $5 a gallon for regular unleaded fuel. I'm paying almost $5.50 a gallon for diesel. I drive a diesel. How is that rebounding? How is that rebounding? Get this. Kids are in school. Millions are had the cookie, that fun stuff, and Americans are back to work. However, this growth, coupled with lingering hunger disease challenges and Putin's cruel and unprovoked invasion of Ukraine, they want you to feel sorry for them, have resulted in global inflation that is hitting Americans hard. No. Y'all printed too much money. They printed, I showed you guys this the other day. I think it was on the Patreon show. They printed more than 80% of the current US dollar supply in circulation right now. They printed that 80% in the past 2 years. From 1913 to the creation of the Federal Reserve up until 2020, they printed only 20% of the current monetary supplies. When you print money, that is a hidden tax. It costs now more of your dollars to buy the same things you bought before when inflation was lower. There is no way out of this. The stock market is coming down. Food prices are going up. Fuel prices are going up for multiple reasons. Because flashbang cut off the spigots, turned off the pipelines, and then, then you had the rail companies who actually are owned by the Rockefellers and Morians. Go back and look who the robber barons were. They still own those companies. They still own those railroads. They still own that. They want that being shipped by rail so they can scratch each other's backs. That's what it's for, people. That's what it's for. No, they're gonna blame it on Ukraine. They're gonna blame it on all this other stuff, lingering hunger disease challenges, and then their next little whatever they're gonna do. People are not gonna put up with this stuff. I'm not putting up with it. I don't know how anybody can. The Flashbang administration and Congress have taken steps to address inflation by improving our supply chains. Really? How? Because last I looked, you've pissed off all the truckers and they don't want to haul anymore. So I don't see how you fixed the supply chain when supply chains quite literally stopped because of you guys, gals, stupid idiots. Anyhow, releasing millions of barrels of oil from our strategic reserves. Those are meant for wartime footing. Those are meant for that kind of stuff where we really need that kind of thing. Why not just turn the pipeline back on? Quit tapping our reserves. The reserves are there for a reason. Oh, and they're rebuilding our roads, ports, and bridges. No, they're not. No, they're not. But we can't stop here, and we won't. You guys see the stupidity in this? Those of you who are watching on TikTok, over on YouTube, I have a whole thing up. Check it out. The urgent challenge of inflation requires all hands on deck. While the Federal Reserve acts independently to fight inflation, which they can't do anything because their mechanism for fighting inflation is raising interest rates. Raising interest rates is their sponge to absorb the water in the mess. Well, basically, their interest rate rising is like taking a sponge and dropping it in a lake and hoping it's going to absorb enough to shrink down the lake. That's the equivalency of the amount of money they have printed and what they've done. Do you guys and gals understand? This is not a joke. They want you to sit here and think that this is going to help and that this is the reason why. No. You know what's going to happen? The markets are all going to collapse. Everything's going to completely drop. And you know what's going to happen after that? People are going to rush into the dollar and go, oh crap, this is worth nothing. And then they're going to jump into crypto. They're going to jump into crypto. Cryptocurrency is the exit strategy. I don't care if you think it is or not. It will be, because it has every single aspect of sound money except intrinsic value. Cryptocurrency has every single aspect, of sound money except intrinsic value. So it's everything gold is, except you can't change it into a ring or something like that, or a necklace or whatever. Do y'all understand? Do you guys and gals get it? Cryptocurrency is how the world will be able to save itself from the mess. Get itself outside of the constructs of the Federal Reserve and the beast that it is. It is a beast. It is reason why Gilbert Griffin wrote the book, The Creature from Jekyll Island, and called it The Creature from Jekyll Island. The reason it's a creature is because it quite literally is a beast. Understand, please understand. I'm not trying to push any particular crypto. I don't. I tell you where I put my money, when I put my mouth. I tell you what I do myself. On my show, this is not legal, tax, or financial advice. Do your own research. Hopefully this is part of your research. Get you started. I'll tell you about projects because I do research. I've been in this space for a long time. Those of you who followed me for a long time, you understand where I'm coming from, how I operate, and why I do what I do. If they're solving a real world problem and they're a blockchain project and they're solving something and building something, to me, that's a software company. To me, they're actually achieving the appropriate use case solving, whatever you want to call it, real world problem solving. Bitcoin is money. Litecoin is money. Bitcoin's a store of value. Litecoin's a means of exchange. Ethereum is a platform by which other companies can build inside of. So is Matic. Or Polygon. Polygon is a big one. Polygon is going to eat Ethereum's lunch. Just hold on tight. So on top of everything else that's going on, they're telling you that they're solving the inflation problem by opening the world or oil reserves. In other words, when it's gone, what happens then? What happens when the oil reserves are depleted? What happens? We're screwed. That's what happens. On top of everything else, shrinkflation accelerates globally as manufacturers quietly shrink the packaging. You know what I'm talking about? Your 16-ounce whatever, the can or the bottle or the container is still 16 ounces, but inside of it, they've put 12 ounces. They're cutting back what you get. We order a coffee subscription. As soon as we started the subscription, we were getting 12-ounce bags of coffee. It's just easier that way. It's roasted and then shipped. It's fresh. We like it that way. It's also cheaper, by the way. When you go and buy it from the store or whatever else, it's cheaper. Whenever we started that, it was 12-ounce bags. The very following month, we got a note in the box with the bags. Excuse me, sorry to touch that. That we're shrinking down to 10-ounce boxes because, well, we want to still offer the same quality, but we can't afford to do the 12 ounces. They cut 2 ounces out, still charging the same, but there's 2 ounces less of beans. So this is all over the country. Gatorades. I think this is what this is. Yeah, bottles of Gatorade are pictured in here in the picture. Formerly, it was 32 ounces. Now it's 28 ounces. It's inflation you're not supposed to see. From toilet paper to yogurt and coffee, corn chips manufacturers are, to corn chips. Manufacturers are quietly shrinking package sizing, allowing lower prices, without lowering prices. It's dubbed shrinkflation. It's accelerating worldwide. You know, peanut butter companies have been doing this for a long time. The jars of peanut butter used to have flat bottoms. Now they're concaved bottoms. They tell you that's to keep it pressurized and whatnot. Those concave bottoms take out 2, 3, 4 ounces of peanut butter. The jar's still the same size, but there's actually less space in there, therefore there's less stuff in there. This is what's happening all across the country. Here's Kleenexes, an image of Kleenexes. The old one, 65 sheets. And then on the new ones, it's 60 sheets. Took 5 sheets out, but still charge you the same. It's crazy, isn't it? So, crypto, gonna be the exit strategy, right? So, I talked about this on the show a day or two ago, I think it was, about the new, no, this isn't the right, I forgot to close that. Sorry about that, people. About the bill that's been put forth by Senator Loomis. Nope. Crypto industry louds new bill to regulate digital assets. They are going to tell you that you, me, whoever else, the crypto industry is supportive of the new bipartisan legislation introduced this week on regulating crypto. While one consumer advocate voiced concerns about the provision that largely assigned regulatory powers to the Committee Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, commodity, I don't want any centralized, bureaucratic, unelected officials telling me what I can and can't do with my money or my property. I am against the bill. It gives guidance, whatever, to whoever, whatever. It is not, there is no legal standing, in my opinion, for that bill to be present. From my perspective, from a legal standpoint, again, on my show, not legal advice, do your own research. From my standpoint, from a legal standpoint, this bill is the same thing they did with the property taxes. Oh, we're going to do this for this reason, it's temporary. No, it's not. Now, most of the country If you own your home outright, you still pay property taxes. Realistically speaking, just for a second, if I wanted to go and the reason I'm going to pick these numbers because it's to get a point across. If I want to go and I'm going to buy a $5 million home, $10 million home, whatever, something with large number, and I pay cash for that house, I'm still going to have a $3,000 to $5,000 payment per month to pay for property taxes on that property, which is the equivalent. Let's see, a 3.5 at current interest rates, good credit, blah 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 blah. So $3,500, $4,000 is the equivalent of a $600,000 house right now, with a regular mortgage, 30-year, blah 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 blah. You want them doing that with your crypto? Do you want them telling you what you can and can't do with your cryptocurrency, a currency that they don't issue, that is legally not legal tender for debts, public and private, as you see on the bills, the dollar bills, $100 bills? Not legal tender. Even if it is legal tender, they don't issue it, they don't create it, therefore they cannot require that you use it. They can tell you and allow you to do it, but they're still going to have a sovereign currency for their nation, which is where CBDCs come from. Central bank digital currency, CBDCs. By the way, the Federal Reserve is creating their own CBDC, and it is going to have all kinds of tracking and all kinds of other crap in it that is going to legitimately screw everybody. And when everyone finds out that it's tracked, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go over to Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Polygon, probably Divi, if I had to guess. Divi is really setting itself up to be a means of exchange in a lot of different ways that I think people are really going to like. All right, guys and gals. I'll run through and say hey to everyone who's mentioned anything in the chat here. And then if you're watching on TikTok, bear with me. If TikTok will let me have the settings, I'll stream it through the same stuff. But I don't see settings anywhere on doing that. So do forgive me. I'm trying here. We'll see. Oh, let's see. Daddy-O, it looks like you're in both. I love it. Appreciate it, man. Let's see. Swipe. Who else is? Oh yeah, look at that. There's comments there too. Cool. All right, cool. All right, so over here we got Tom. What's going on? Hi, brother. It's been weird. So you were having trouble with it on YouTube. It's because I was building it out. I think you jumped in as the moment I clicked go, and it wasn't done setting itself up. So anyhow, Lithia, what's going on? Appreciate you being in here today. Bitcoin Bull, what's up, brother? Passing through town again on Saturday, PAPAJO. Getting to where I can find my way there. Into my sleep now. Nice. Mrs. Bull will with me this time though. Yes. Fantastic, man. Maybe we can get some dinner or something. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool. Kim, what's going on? It's good to see you. Appreciate you being here today. Bitcoin Bull. Stagflation isn't that thing that happens in a cold swimming. Oh, I didn't read it before I opened it. You were crazy, brother. It's good to see you, man. All right. We've got Daddy-O in the house. What's up, brother? It's good to see you today. Oh, who's over here? We got Kim. We got Trinity Man. What's up? Appreciate you being here, man. Busy Mountain. How are you? Y'all are crazy. I love it. You all are great. It's good to see you guys and gals. Oh, let's see. What do we got here? We got Open-Minded Bitcoin. How you doing today? Appreciate you being here today, brother. Good to see you. Let's see. We got Rick. What's up? Smash those likes. If you got this far in the show, by the way, do me a favor. Smash the likes. It does help other people find the content and enjoy it for sure. We definitely do. Oh, let's see. Bitcoin Bull. Our 17th friend, we'll call it. Does anyone know why FTX suddenly asking for KYC now? I had a blockfolio originally to track portfolios, but not by trade. FTX required, and now asking for KYC. No idea why, man. Probably because they're trying to really regulate everything, get ahead of all the rules that they're being tipped off on, stuff like that, most likely more than anything else. You are a single malt body boost with coffee, with caffeine. Interesting. Cool stuff, brother. Let's see here. Who else is on? Who else gone? My mother is waking up to the crazy. Good, man. It's gonna get crazy. Let's see here. Twigs, how's it going? Good to see you today. Jumping in. Appreciate you being here. Got Johnny Holder in the house. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Appreciate you, man. Who else do we have? Oh, I see the inflation. My bacon is now $22 a pound. I just bought a whole pork belly. It was $50 for 20 pounds. Pretty good deal. And I'm going to make my own bacon. Those of you know, I love smoking meat, cooking meat, anything that has to do with any of that kind of stuff. Absolutely fantastic. Let's see here. All right, guys and gals, I got to jump. I have an all hands I have to be on. It's going to be a fun afternoon. Thank you all for tuning in today. Just remember, tomorrow I should have Bitcoin Ben on the show, as long as everything goes according to plan, and we're going to have a fun conversation. It really means a lot to me that you are here, that you're part of the show. And do me a favor, check out my Patreon if you haven't yet. If you're not part of it, it does mean a lot. It does support the show. It does support me, and I definitely do appreciate it. You guys have a beautiful, wonderful, and blessed day, and I will see you all at 4:30 this afternoon. Bye-bye.